I don't know if too many more things will compare to the opening night of Avengers Endgame, but if there's any moment in the movie that captured everything in a bottle, it's I am Iron Man. From the moment it happened, it's been one of the more defining scenes of the entire franchise, and rightfully so. It's the finale to the character that this entire story began with. The finale to the saga that accounts for over 26 movies and countless other characters. And me, even 6 years later, still can feel some of those same emotions I felt watching it now when I did for the first time. So with that being said, my name is Maniel, welcome back to the channel, and this is why I love I Am Iron Man. If you're going to talk about an iconic character scene, I think you have to start with the character themselves. Iron Man or Tony Stark is one of the best written comic book characters we have on the big screen. His relationship with his parents is the foundation for his development as a character. This follows him all through his journey and even in his final arc during Avengers Endgame.
No amount of money ever bought a second of time.
I tell you, that kid's not even here yet, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for him.
I think this is one of the things that pulled us in as viewers with Tony's character. And I love a character arc like this. For me and you, we saw every emotional battle Tony had with himself about his parents. It's almost like they came back up in every movie. But I love that it did. I love that we never broke away from what made Tony Iron Man in the first place. Yes, he's had so many moments of feeling upset about his relationship with his father, but he still wants to do good, still wants to use the same technology that robbed him of his childhood to help make a safe childhood for others. It's one of the more complex things about his character.
What do you remember about your dad, huh? He was cold, he was calculating, he never told me he loved me, he never even told me he liked me.
And with time, we see that Tony misunderstood it all. And Tony might be a billionaire, but if it's one thing that he has in common with me and you, it's that he has flaws. The fact that he's not perfect and has imperfections is what makes him interesting to watch. The fact that we got to watch Tony learn, grow, relapse back, and pick himself back up again. That's what great writing looks like. It makes us understand him, but we also root for him to win. But us as an audience is one perspective, and the characters inside the movie still had their own.
And what do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
You think you fight for us? You just fight for yourself.
You know, you may not be a threat, but you better stop pretending to be a hero.
Isn't that the thing about being misunderstood? Knowing that these claims just couldn't be more wrong. Because the majority of these characters will never know the guilt, trauma, and loss that Tony has felt. I think that's why Iron Man 3 is one of my favorite films. Because apart from it being a Christmas movie, we get to see a deeper side of Tony. A Tony that's unsure of himself and doesn't know how to cope with the things he's seen. It plays so much into him being one of the smartest men on earth, because if there's a problem, the way he's known how to deal with it has been to fix it, to stop it before it even begins.
Banner and I were doing research.
That would affect the team.
That would end the team. Isn't that the mission? Isn't that the why we fight? So we can end the fight, so we get to go home?
And I love this line, I love this interaction because it's one that had been building up for movies, but one that represents both characters and their relationship so well. I think Tony wanting to end the fight, wanting to go home and never having to pick up the suit again, never having to put anybody at risk again, speaks to so much of what he's been through. Speaks to so much of how this character has been challenged over the years. And wouldn't you feel the same? If you felt there was a way you could stop the chaos before it happened, wouldn't you do it? And I think that's the hero's code. Even Peter Parker built his morals off of stopping the bad because he has the power to do so. Even sometimes when he's told he shouldn't. Tony just wanted what he felt like was best for the world. And even if you don't agree, can you blame him? After seeing the trauma, seeing the frustration, how can we? And the fact that me and you can understand that from our perspective speaks to why these 4 words are so powerful.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
There couldn't have been 4 more perfect words than those to end this character's arc off. It connects us back to the very beginning. This time it's not him announcing to the world that he is the guy in the suit, but it's him stating that he is the man who put in the effort to fight for what he believed in for so long. And in a way, he's claiming who he is as a person straight to the fear and trauma he has had since he became Iron Man.
I don't think you quite understand what's at
No,
stake here.
it's you who doesn't understand that Thanos has been inside my head for 6 years, since he sent an army to New York and now he's back.
Thanos embodies all of Tony's biggest fears, a threat to humanity, the unknown, the guy that he couldn't beat, the guy that ripped the Avengers apart, the one who he couldn't keep Peter safe from. And yet, here he is facing all of that fear and standing for what he believes in, sacrificing everything for the people he believes in. And the word sacrifice might be the biggest word, because if it's one thing that has been questioned about Tony through his whole journey as Iron Man, it's been his selflessness or lack thereof.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
And that line, when put beside all that Tony has gained since the blip, couldn't be more profound. And if Tony took off the suit in this era, he'd be a husband, a dad, and yet he's leaving that behind because he decided to wear the suit, and not for them, but for everybody else. He could have kept the suit in the garage, but that's just not who Iron Man is.
Something tells me I should put it in a lockbox and drop it to the bottom of the lake. Go to bed.
But would you be able to rest?
And I don't know if it could have ended or been written more perfect, because he did it. He found a way to win. In this scene, he's not ending a battle by trying to chaotically prevent it, but he's being the most selfless he can be and deciding to willingly dive on a grenade. And if we compare movie 1 Tony to this Tony, it's so much character growth that gets wrapped up and beautifully put into 4 words.
We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
I don't know if bringing RDJ back to play Dr. Doom is perfect, right, or wrong. But I do know that this character of Tony Stark and this scene will forever have a lasting impression on me and so many more. And this is why I Am Iron Man is Marvel's greatest scene.
Fire can stand to the tallest of giants, the tyrant and all the suppliers are scheming and lying. They selling his dreams and we buying it. Show me the chicken, I'm frying it. Show me the dough and I'm prying it. Ain't never lacking it, so what I'm packing, he taking it, he magnifying it.